What's up, guys? I'm BTC. Welcome back to the Respawn, where I answer your questions. Today we're going to be talking about golden weapons, who I play with, and also who decides what the meta is. In case this is the first time you're watching one of these Respawn videos, this is a series where I answer questions that you guys have that wouldn't really make an entire video. So usually it just has a quick answer, so I take a bunch of them that you guys have, we put them all together, and then we get this video series. Now if you have a question, comment, or idea you'd like to see me talk about in another video, then leave it down below. First couple questions have to do with the golden guns. So first is, how many golden guns do you have and who are they? Currently, I have 13 with Brigida, Diva, Genji, Junkrat, Moira, Orisa, Reaper, Reinhardt, Roadhog, Tracer, Winston, Zarya, and Zenyatta. And I have enough for another one, but I haven't decided who it's going to be. I might get Doomfist just cuz. And then the other question about golden weapons, this is going to take a little bit longer, is were golden guns a bad idea? And, well, I don't think they were necessarily a bad idea. I think they were very poorly implemented. And Blizzard, specifically Jeff Kaplan, has said on numerous occasions, I'm talking like at least 3, 4, 5, 6 times I've seen him talk about the golden weapons. Every single time he brings it up, he says it was a bad idea to put it into comp and have it as the rewards, because what ends up happening is you have all of these casual players who have absolutely no interest in playing on the competitive ladder, but they feel like they're forced to in order to get the competitive rewards, so that way they can get the golden weapon for whatever character they happen to want to play. I think that's actually one of the reasons why Blizzard has been adding these other competitive game modes. So we had the Lucio Ball, we had the Capture the Flag, and right now we have the 6v6, and I think the reason why they're adding these other competitive modes, I mean, obviously, there's a competitive nature to it just to begin with, that people are going to want something different, but I think one of the reasons is that they're giving players an alternative to the normal competitive ladder in order to get those points so that they can get the golden guns that they want. Now, I think that what they should do is they should remove it from the competitive ladder entirely. They should come up with either a different system or just put it into credits. Make it so that in order to get a golden weapon, it costs like 3,000 or 4,000 or 5,000 credits. Whatever you want to have it, like, make it a larger number if it needs to be, because remember, a normal legendary only costs 1,000, an event legendary costs 3,000, so I think if you were to put a golden gun somewhere in the range of 3,000 to 5,000, that would be very appropriate for whatever. I mean, it's still a lot, it's still something you have to kind of work up to, but, you know, it's not something that you can just go out and get right away. And if they were to do that, then it would allow them to start opening it up to other things, because once again, Blizzard has been asked about adding other weapon skins, and Jeff Kaplan keeps going back to the thing where, well, we don't think it was really a good idea, and it would just cause more problems. So I think the solution is to just remove the competitive reward element altogether, put it into something else like the credits, and then you can start adding other things. Like you could add the diamond weapon skins, or you could have, you know, the carbon fiber weapon skins. You know, there's all kinds of different things that they could do, but right now they're restricted because it's stuck to the competitive aspect of the game, and it just causes problems. So I think they need to move it, and then they can start adding more stuff to it. Next question, do you always play with people you know? I'm assuming you're talking about the competitive ladder. And I don't play with anyone. I always solo queue. Not really by choice, but it's the fact that I just don't really talk to any other streamers or YouTubers or anything like that. And I just don't really know anybody in my skill bracket. So I just solo queue all the time. Now, if you're talking about playing with like viewers and stuff, I do have special perks for Twitch subscribers and Patreon supporters. So whenever I need to make one of my little tip videos, guide videos, or any sort of like those little testing stuff, the myth busting stuff, I always take some of the Twitch subscribers or Patreon supporters from my Discord and I add them to my custom games, and that's how I get those people into those different videos that you see me making. So those are all those people. They're like kind of VIP status. And every now and again, when I'm able to, when I'm streaming, I might do some like sub games or something like that for new events and all that sort of stuff. So when they add, you know, the Retribution event, or when they add Lucio Ball and stuff, I'll grab some of those Twitch supporters and Patreon supporters and stuff, and we'll throw them into a group together and we'll go and play. Who decides what the meta is? Well, no one really decides what the meta is. Although you could say that Blizzard indirectly decides it by how they balance the characters. But what really happens is anytime there's a new character or there's balance changes, the higher skilled players, the professional players, will try a multitude of different combinations of things. And whatever team comp happens to be the strongest or happens to be the most effective in that particular situation is what eventually will become the meta. It's not like there's, you know, a council of people that decide what the meta is going to be, or people vote on it or anything like that. The meta is simply whatever happens to be the most effective thing at the time. How do you improve on your accuracy? There's a couple of different ways. The most obvious one is playing the game. But when you are playing the game, you have to make a conscious effort to notice what you're doing wrong and to try to change that. A lot of times, actually I would say most of the time, when people are playing, it's just kind of an autopilot and they're not really paying attention, so they get into this pattern where they continue to make the same mistakes over and over and over again. That's more with kind of like game sense and ability management, not so much with the accuracy, but it still does play a little bit into it. Now, there are other things that you can do to improve your accuracy, like to specifically train your accuracy. So there's a game on Steam that you can get. It's called Aim Hero. It's only like $5. It's really good, and you can use a whole bunch of different things. Like if you're trying to practice as like a Zarya, there's kind of like a laser mode for it. If you're trying to practice as McCree, there's like a quick reaction mode. There's also something for like sniper type stuff. Like there's tons and tons of different ways, but you have to actually consciously practice these things rather than just going on autopilot when you're in the game. Next one's a two-parter. Is Brigida OP? And any god counters, I think that's supposed to be good, counters to Brigida. So is she overpowered? Absolutely not. She is very good at what she does, but Brigida also has a very large number of weaknesses as well. So basically she's very strong at any character that's in the short to mid-range, and she's very weak against any character that's in the medium to long range. There are a couple of exceptions to this. She's particularly good as an anti-dive character, but she's also pretty good anti-tank as well. So it really depends on the type of team composition you're going for. And as far as the counters go, you're in luck, because I made a video talking about Brigida versus every single character in the game, and I gave the strengths and weaknesses of all of them. There'll be a link for that video down below, so if you're having trouble dealing with a Brigida, that video should help you out. That's going to be about it for this one, guys. Again, if you have any questions, comments, or ideas, make sure to leave them down below, and maybe you'll get picked for the next Respawn. Thanks for watching. Make sure to check out my Discord server. Follow me on Twitch and Twitter. The links for that stuff are down below. And remember, always blame the controller, because it's never your fault. Also, special thanks to all my Patreon supporters for helping to make this all possible. If you'd like to see what kind of cool rewards you can get for supporting the channel, check the links on screen and down below.